Well, hello, and welcome to another segment of the It Works Man Show. I'm Rob Dawson. Corey and I, we get together, every third Wednesday of the month, and just try to give you a glimpse into the It Works lifestyle and how we live it as men. And, men are coming to business every day. No one can use the excuse and say this is a woman's business no more. So that's what we like to do. If your significant other is not in the man cave, give one of us a shout so we can get him in there, and he can connect with a group of positive guys who, try to live this It Works lifestyle every day. Corey, how you doing tonight?
I'm pretty good, man. How about yourself?
Oh, I can't complain, man. Still here. And tonight we have my buddy Joel on. How you doing, Joel?
I am fired up. I'm ready to rock the face off of these people. Let's do this.
Absolutely. So, we're already recording, and we'll just go ahead and get started. I mean, Corey knows who Joel Dunn is. I know who Joel Dunn is. But for someone listening, maybe they got invited on the call. Who is Joel Dunn?
Joel Dunn is Black Diamond #1 income earner of It Works, but I wasn't always that way. The way things started out, we were about 7.5 years ago now. We were doing everything that you guys were probably taught to do, which was, go to school, get good grades, get a job, work that job forever. We decided we didn't like working for other people, so we started the entrepreneur route, which at that time everyone was talking about franchises, so we got into some fitness franchises. And then the next big thing, obviously, was real estate, so we started getting into real estate, and that was going pretty good for a while, and then all of a sudden there was that giant bubble that bursted, and now all of a sudden we're ending up losing our rental properties. They were in foreclosure. We were losing our franchises, and it was at a point where it was so bad that we were actually standing in food lines at churches so that we could save up enough money to make our house payments so we wouldn't lose our actual house. We were okay with, losing the rental properties and stuff like that, but we just could not lose our house. So that's where we were, and God decided to drop It Works into our lap, and we just hit the ground running once we found that, because I knew with this amazing first-to-market product, a woman will sell a child, a kidney, and an electrical bill will go unpaid to get skinny in 45 minutes for $25. And I'm like, how had this company been around for 8 years, and I had not heard about it at that point? And we were in the fitness industry, and I had never heard about it.
Wow. And that's amazing. Just looking at how far you guys came, it's very humbling. And you guys weren't born with a silver spoon, so sometimes I think people look at, success and see successful people and don't know all the sacrifices they made or are currently making to, be at that level of success. Corey, what do you think about all this?
You guys are absolutely right, man. I mean, oftentimes folks will, fall victim to comparing their chapter 1 to maybe your chapter 5. And they just kind of think that you were always that way. They kind of think that, because you become successful, that you no longer go through the same life things that happen to other people. Like, somehow when you reach a certain income level, you reach a certain promotional rank in the company, that all of a sudden the universe and the world just treats you differently. But it's not always the case. So it's really good that, when you look at folks that are successful in our business, that you hear the stories and you get to know the individual beyond just the name or the accolade or the, what you are aspiring to be.
Yeah, and absolutely. And the thing that I think is amazing is, everyone's like, well, yeah, guys, that was 7 years ago. Your life is so much different. Yeah, but if you go through that, if you went through what we went through, if you are standing in food lines right now, that forever changes you. That seems like it was last week for me, and it seems like it could go back to that at any moment. That's why we work like any of this could go away tomorrow. We work so hard because we never want to go back to those food lines. That was a really hard thing to do, is to stand there with other mothers and people with kids sitting there standing in line for a handout. We weren't handout people. We were hard-working people, and so were the other people in those lines. We just needed something that we could work hard at that would pay us directly proportionate to how hard we were working, and that's what we found with It Works.
Absolutely. And, I see so many people, get caught up in, the 9-to-5 life. And I tell people all the time, we respect the fact that you're working to earn a living. But what about plan B? You got to have a plan B. I see, a prime example, an uncle of mine, he's been at his job about as long as I've been alive. So that's a little over 30-something years. And, 2 Christmases ago, right before Christmas, no infractions, no incidents, no nothing. Got called into the office and they said, we're going to need you to leave the building. He said, what are you talking about? They said, we're letting you go. We got to downsize. He said, well, can I go back to my desk and at least get the pictures of my daughter? They said, nope, we'll hand them to you out the door. Over 30 years of service, that's how he was treated. When it was time for them to go into self-preservation mode, and I think we have to go into self-preservation mode as far as finding a plan B, which is helping others, because I tell our team members, you go to your job, you do that for them. But when you get busy and it works, you're doing that for you and your family, and you're helping others and their family. And I believe you can weigh in on that, Joel, about how many lives you've been able to impact with It Works.
Yeah, I love it. My friend Kenny, who is always finding some epic stuff, had this great shirt, and I had to go buy it once I saw it. It said, 9 to 5 is for the week. And what I want people to understand with that is, being an entrepreneur, you are working from 9 until 9 most times. Right. And the 9 to 5 is what's going to pay the bills. It's what you do between 5 and that next 9 is what's going to change your family's life. And I think that's what's so amazing is when you have that drive, when you have that dream to have more for your family, you find something. It's something that you do in between the hours of your regular day job that's going to make you wealthy. Same thing with personal development. It's the things that you're reading and you're pouring into yourself that's going to make you a better person, which gives you the ability to help other people. And that's what I love so much about our industry. I mean, It Works as an amazing business model because of the fact that in order for me to make more money, I have to help you make more money. I mean, it's a biblical principle. I can't be successful unless I help you be successful. Network marketing started, 2,000 some odd years ago with a guy named Jesus. Jesus went out and signed up 12 dudes. Those 12 dudes went up and signed up 72 other dudes, and those dudes created an entire movement which is still going today. That's why this industry is so powerful.
Wow. Corey?
Absolutely, man. I mean, that's I like the way that you break that down, Joel. And the other thing that I kind of want to bring up too is something that you said in Atlanta. You said that it resonated with me. You mentioned that the term self-made millionaire was, one of the dumbest things you can ever hear. And it just kind of ties into that point that you just mentioned. We get paid to help others, and that feels good. We get paid to have this business that we can call our own, and that feels good. It feels good to work for yourself. It feels good to be able to build your dream and to push that forward and know that whatever you give into it, you can get back out for yourself and for your family versus when you're going to a 9 to 5 and you're building for someone else, or versus when, if you find yourself in an unfortunate predicament that Rob's uncle found himself in, to where you're giving everything you have for something that doesn't belong to you and can be taken away from you at any given time. And it doesn't matter how long you've been there, how great you were, what you did. Sometimes there are factors that go into it that you have no control over. And I want you guys, everyone on the call, to think about how would that make you guys feel. So open your eyes up. This thing that you've been promised, this thing that you've been conditioned to do because it's the norm, this doesn't work for everyone, and it won't work to get you where you want to be. It'll work to help you stay alive. It'll help to keep you afloat. You may hit some rough water. You may get water in your face. You may go underneath the water a little bit and come back up, but it will not help you to get to where you aspire to be. So really think about that and view that opportunity as that vessel or that thing that can really, push you to where it is that you ultimately want to go, to be life-changing and transformational.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Another interesting thing, as far as your story, Joel, Corey and I are kind of similar, whereas we told the women, that looks like your type of thing. You go and do that. We got real life to do. We got to go to work. Good luck with that. And then when those numbers went up and, they brought these big checks in, and Corey seeing his wife, and like a revolving door, people with cash in their hand coming in and out. They went crazy. They said, okay, all right, there's got to be something to this, but you've seen the value right from the door.
That's exactly it. I knew the moment that I saw this and it worked, it was a billion-dollar company. And the reason why is because it's always been about a premium product at a premium price that nobody wanted other than the people that were selling it. This was a premium product at a discounted price that everybody wants, that there's not enough people telling them that it exists yet. And that's still where we're at today. We're still at less than 1% market cap in the United States, and we're in 21 other countries. So potential for growth is unheard of. And the fact that people want to get skinny for nothing, I mean, they don't want to work. Okay, so if you work out and you use our products, that's amazing, but it's not required to see results. That's what was so intriguing for me, because of the fact that we were in a fitness industry. We had gyms, and I was always taught that you couldn't spot treat. So I went to prove this wrong. Well, guess who ended up winning? The product, not me. And that's when I was like, we are going to be rich. And stuff like, it's one of those things, I'm not going to do that again. I'm like, no, we're going to be really rich. And so for guys that are sitting out there listening to this call tonight, this is what I want you to understand. If you're sitting here looking at it going, oh, it's one of those girls things, last time I checked, sales was not a woman's business. Sales is across the board. Anybody can sell anything. Anybody can sell a product. You just have to be passionate about what that product is and what that product does. I mean, if you look at the plastic surgery industry, it's like 98.9% of the people that are plastic surgeons are men. Well, how many men do you know that are going and getting plastic surgery every day? It's kind of the same thing. We just have a lot better job of getting out and talking to people because it's something that's affordable for every single person, and that's what intrigued me. So when guys say, oh, I can't do it because it's a woman's business, I just kind of laugh, because last time I checked, business was a man's business, and so was sales. So if you just get out and start talking to people, you just let them know that you have an amazing product that, you know, they probably currently don't have a brain cell for, so you're going to have to kind of explain it to them a little bit. And then once they realize that this product is real, they name the company It Works because it works. If it didn't work, they'd have to name the company It Doesn't Work. So I think they were pretty genius when they named the company. So, guys, it's not that hard. You just got to get out and talk about it. And, you know, the other amazing thing that I like to talk about, too, is, you know, network marketing as an industry is amazing. But, you know, there was this guy a long time ago that had this dream, and his dream was to put a car in the driveway of every American. His name was Henry Ford, and they just blasted him. I mean, they put him on blast in newspapers. So for those of you that are young and don't know what a newspaper is, that was social media, you know, back 40, 50 years ago. So, you know, his haters were posting about him all the time saying he was crazy. But what he did do was he revolutionized the auto industry by creating a system known as the assembly line. And as you know, we have a car in everyone's driveway in America. That is what Mike, Pam, and Mark have developed with It Works. They developed the It Works system, and the system is what's magic. The magic of our system is what makes it so that it runs on autopilot. All you have to do is plug into the system takes over, and it revolutionized our industry. And that's why you see people hitting the promotions that they're hitting so quickly, and the number of people making large amounts of income is so large, is because of the fact that our simple three-step system is something that anybody can plug into. And when I'm talking to guys, I'm like, if you think there's more than the 3 steps, that's I don't know what to tell you, because that's all I've been doing for 7 years, and it seems to work out. If I tried to add another step, I might not be making what I'm making right now. And so I'll just keep it simple and do what they tell me.
Right, absolutely. And, you know, I know Corey wants to weigh in on that. I got locked in the office with Mark, you know, I say almost 4.5 years ago now, and one thing you said to me resonated. I told them she was happy to see Mark again. It was my first It Works event when he still had the green carpets on the golf course. And I told him, you know, his assistant heard me say, "No, I don't want to meet him." I don't have to meet him. She can go ahead. And his assistant turned around and said, no, he's expecting you. He needs to talk with you. And it was like the principal's office. I was like, man, So I went in there. He shook my hand. She said, Mark, he loves the greens, but he won't get involved. He thinks it's for girls. He started squeezing my hand. I mean, really squeezing my hand. And we made eye contact. And I'm looking at my hand and making eye contact with him and looking back at my hand. And he said, you're not leaving this office till we get you. You're not leaving Florida till you get on board. He said, do you understand that? If you have a product that also caters to women, that you have money in your pocket, like all the time. And I was like, man, and he said, you see that golf course you was on last night? Paid a few million cash for that. And I'm a man, surprise, surprise, and that really stuck with me, and we've been running ever since. Corey?
Man, one thing that the one thing I'm thinking about is, I'm listening to you guys' stories, and like they still resonate with me no matter how many times I've heard them, how many times I've been around you guys, I've hung around you, like they still resonate with you. So I know that there are guys on this call that maybe it's their first time being on, maybe their wives finally, convinced them to just tune into something. And I know for a fact that Rob, that's something that happened to you. Misty finally got you just to tune into something. It was something small that you overheard that opened your eyes up. So I wanted to share, and I'll get you guys to add into this, but maybe 3 things that, these guys on the call can do to take action. So I'll start with you first, Rob. I know that and I'll let you speak on it, but one of the best things that you do is, you'll go out and you'll blitz and you'll talk to you'll talk to people for your wife, and you'll say, hey, listen, I got to hand this out or else I'm going to sleep on the couch. And Joel talked about there are 3 things that we do to be successful, and blitz is one of them, rap is another one, and repeating is another. So, talk to me a little bit about, how you were able to, just go out there and just talk to somebody for us. How were you able to go out there and grow that business for you, your wife, and your family?
Well, I always say, you got to build relationships and make a quick connection with people. But one thing I love to do, especially with women, I hear a lot of men, oh, man, if you make it weird, it's weird, But if you make light of it, then good things will happen. So I always approach a woman, and the first thing I'll say a lot of times is I'll say, don't laugh at me. Now, don't laugh at me. And they'll look and they'll start smiling, and then I'll say, would you please take this for my wife? She has to, I know as much as the business about her, but, sometimes you got to use psychology. If it helps you as a man, then do it. And I've made some great connections for her that way. I said, can you please take this so I don't have to sleep on the couch tonight? And I've never gotten to know that way. Sure, honey, I don't want you to sleep on the couch. Are you crazy? Give me that card. And they always take it. And sometimes they'll just even give me it. Tell her to call me. And, I try to make connections that way. So, I think that's very important to do.
Gotcha. And it's just something as simple as doing people things, right? Like, all of our lives we've been people. We've done people things like talk to people, so it doesn't require you all to know every single detail, but it does require you to take action and to open your mouth. So that's the blitz part, right? So I'll cover the rap part, and then, Joe, I'll throw it to you for the repeat part because you guys have been doing this thing and doing this thing well for a number of years. You need to fall in love with the product. A lot of the times it's easy to dismiss the product as, oh, that can't work, oh, that's silly, oh, that's just for these type people or those type people or people who look like this or look like that. But when you get that product on you, and I'm speaking from personal experience. I mean, Rob, you and I, we had a call a few months ago where you introduced me to Patrick, and by us, as dudes just using the products together, I was able to lose over 40 pounds this year with these products, so I was able to grow my belief, and by growing my belief in the products, I was able to grow my income. I already loved the products beforehand, but doing what we did with these products and me being, opening my eyes up to newer products that I hadn't tried before, things that were just in the catalog that I had never ordered before, that was a huge, blessing for me because, I was able to get results myself, and that felt great, and I was able to share my results, and I was able to help other people get results, and through all of those actions, we were able to grow our income, so that's the blitz part, that's the rapping part, and Joe, can you give me a little bit on the repeating part?
Yeah, repeat's really easy. Just start over with what Rob said and then follow it up with what Corey said. Boom.
And
that's literally it. I mean, honestly, it's doing those things over and over and over again, consistently and persistently, which is what leads to success. Because the business is based on the law of large numbers, and in order to get the law of large numbers to work with you, you have to go out and get large numbers, and then it begins to take off. And for the guys that are just kind of getting on board now, the number one thing that I want to say to you as a guy on how to get started with this is, first, you and your significant other have to sit down and have a conversation. And that conversation has to be about what your strengths and weaknesses are, and then you're going to determine that you're both going to focus on how to apply both of your strengths to the business. Forget about the weaknesses, because nobody wants strong weaknesses. So focus specifically on your strengths, and then ask her what she needs you to do to help be successful in the business. Now, this is going to be completely different than what she wants you to do. Of course, she's going to want you to sign up distributors and sign up customers, but that may not be exactly what she needs you to do. And if only thing that you hear from this entire call tonight is this one thing right here: be 125% supportive of everything that she does. Now, don't be a knucklehead and stomp your feet and get all pouty when she has to go out, because your knucklehead doesn't realize that she's doing this to better your family. She may want to retire you, but you're out being a knucklehead saying, oh, well, I don't have dinner done at the right time. Guess what? Pick up some McDonald's. You know, you need to be motivating and be caring and loving of her, because she's going to have people that are going on her Facebook page telling her that she's horrible because she's doing one of those things. And guess what? If you come home and you're not supporting her and pouring life into her and basically encouraging her nonstop, it's going to be a hard road. If you guys are working together to keep each other positive and you don't quit on the same day, I guarantee you that you will be Black Diamond. It's not a matter of if, it's when you go Black Diamond.
Man, absolutely, man. And you know, I think that's the thing. You know, my good friend Rusty always says, be careful who you get the keys of your brain to, because, you know, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. You know, who are you hanging around? You know, I personally only want to surround myself with people who are successful, people who want things out of life. Maybe they're not successful yet, but they got big ambition. You know, you have to be around people who are ridiculously relentless, you know, because that's how we see ourselves. You knock us down, life knock us down, we're getting right back up, and we're banging at that door again. You ever have somebody just knocking at your door? And, you know, maybe you're busy. My hands aren't free. I'm busy. Come back. They just keep knocking at your door. You finally go to the door, open it. Who is it? What do you want? You're irritated by that point. Well, that's how you have to treat your goals in life. Just keep knocking at that door. Keep trying to kick that door down. Pretty soon they're going to say, look, life's going to say, look, open up that door and let him on in, because he's not going to stop until he gets what he wants. Wouldn't you agree, Corey?
100%, man. 100%. Because here's the deal. What you want is not what other people always want. And sometimes what you want doesn't line up with what they are looking to accomplish. So it's going to be very easy for them to pacify you, or to silence you, or to look beyond you, or to look past you. Right? And what will happen is, you know, you may come with your chest poked out and say, I want this, and then life's going to say you can't have it right now, and then you're going to buckle your chest down, you're going to buckle your knees down, you're going to cower up, and you're going to go back to doing the same miserable things you did before. And that's how things work. But if you take that first hit, you know, you take that first time you get knocked down and you continue to push forward, sooner or later there's going to be a change. You know, sooner or later there's going to be a light that opens up. There's going to be a door that opens up where there once wasn't one. And that's all that it takes. You know, everybody on this call, we all have dealt with setbacks, with failures. We all have not gotten the things we wanted when we wanted them or how we wanted them. But the one thing that we've all continued to do is to continue to push forward. And sooner or later, you know, you're going to score the touchdown. Sooner or later, you're going to shoot the basket and it's going to go in. But you just have to keep applying yourself time and time again. And every time that you apply, you're going to get one step closer. You know, you may not see it, you know, but you're going to get one step closer, or you're going to put yourself in position to win. You know, you can't win if you don't show up. You can't win if you don't try. You can't win if you don't continue to keep practicing and pushing forward.
Absolutely, man. Joel, anything you'd like to leave the people with?
Yeah, I know this for sure. I've never once had a hater offer to pay my bills for me. And you should just realize that you are doing something to better the situation of your family. And you know, something that's really interesting, I posted this on Twitter the other day. Babe Ruth struck out 1,330 times on his way to his 714 home run record.
Wow.
That's a lot of swinging.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about that. How many times are you going to swing for the fence before you connect? The thing is you have to keep swinging. See, the people that swing once or twice and then put the bat down, they never run the bases. It's the guy that keeps swinging until he connects. And I guarantee you that if you keep swinging and working and doing hard work with It Works, you will hit home run after home run after home run after home run, because this is a championship caliber company with a championship caliber team, and we are going beyond $1 billion, and I want you to be on that team with me, winning and lifting up that cup.
Absolutely, man. And, you know, I'll just say this to the people. You know, some of you are already in It Works, and some of you are invited to the call. The people who invited you to the call, either way, truly care about you. And, I mean, think about it. You know, if you're still at a 9-to-5 job, that's cool. But let me ask you, what's your plan B? Do you have one? And have you noticed when you go into any store, name one, pick one, you're seeing automatic checkouts start to dominate. I mean, something as simple as Home Depot. When I went in there recently, there's more self-checkouts than I could count in that place. And there was hardly never any. Grocery stores got them before Home Depot did, but they're popping up everywhere. Robots are taking people's jobs. They're trying to find a way to do it automated and get rid of you. So you have to decide what your plan B is going to be. You know, I was taking my brother back to college, and I asked him, I said, where's the wealthiest place on earth? He said, Las Vegas. Yeah, they got casinos there, nothing but cash ready to pay out. You know, no, Dubai. He said, Dubai. Even the cop cars are Lamborghinis over there. I said, no, it's the graveyard. Think about that for a minute. It's the graveyard. Ooh. Because so many people take their dreams to the grave because of something someone said, or because of something someone told them they couldn't do, or maybe they told you It Works don't work because my dog tried it and he didn't see any results. And you took that and ran with it and said, you know what, I'm throwing in the towel. I quit because someone dropped the load on my dreams. What are you going to do? You're going to take your dreams to the graveyard when you possess something that could change the world? 3 of us aren't. We can't settle for that. So think about that tonight. Joe, Corey, I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely,
and
man.
Thanks for having me on the call.
And get back with the person who got you on this call. They truly care about you. We'll see you same time next month. Good night,
guys.
Take it easy, guys.